What's up, my poker players? Hope you guys are killing it out on the tables. Today we're going to look at a few hands from this 14 table session from a couple days ago. Let's jump right into it. Alright, first hand we're looking at is Queen 10 Diamonds from the button. We have a couple regulars on the table and PDX Puma, who is a loose fish. PDX Puma limps and he has a high fold percentage on the flop, so we're going to try to isolate him and make it 5x to play. We get folds from the blind and a pretty dry flop, pair of nines and a 6 out there. We're going to continuation bet and hope that he just folds the hand. He does not, however, fold the hand, and the 4 does not help our hand at all. And he has a 0 fold percentage on the flop, or on the turn. And since he called the flop, he's probably not going to be folding the turn. And one thing to remember when playing against the fish is that you never want to bluff a fish. You want to bluff regulars, because that's where you're going to win money, is by bluffing regulars out of hands. Good thinking players, you can bluff. Fish, don't bluff, because they'll call you down with nothing. And I really thought about throwing in a river bet, but because he called the flop and the hand really didn't throw out any scare cards that I could be able to bluff him off of a hand, I'm hoping that he was just on a straight draw at that point, and hopefully my queen high wins it, which is what happened. I'm not exactly sure what he was playing. Maybe a 7-8, maybe 7-5, 8-10, some kind of crazy straight draw is the only hands that I really beat that he could call with on the flop. I think I got a little lucky on that one. But remember, don't bluff fish. Next hand we're looking at is Ace King from the cutoff. We get a limp from the check mark, from the hijack. Again, we're going to isolate to 5x. Our isolation bet works. We get the blinds to fold and the button to fold and flop a jack high board. He doesn't have a very high fold percentage on the flop, so I checked it back and he bet into me on the turn. He has a pretty high bet percentage on the turn, and he bet into me again on the river. And I'm just going to make a call here, because if I raise, I'm only going to get called by hands that beat me. And he winds up rivering a straight. He bet straight and flush draws on the turn. Interesting play, playing 9-8 offsuit, out of position on me. He does have 52% VPIP pre-flop. We'll get those chips back later. Don't worry about hands like those. Next hand we're looking at is pocket aces from the hijack. We have a couple of regulars to our left. Rob Gag 1 is relatively loose out of the big blind. Bem Treasy is taking his damn time. And we get re-raised by the small blind. It's a little bit bigger than 2x, 2.3x from a relatively tight player. I'm going to continue the trend and make it less than 3x on the 4-bet. He makes a call. We wind up flopping top set with a solid club board. I'm going to continue betting here to make any flush draws pay. We got flush draws, we got possible straight draws out there, and I'm going to be more than happy to get it all in here. I have no choice but to make the call, and he winds up flopping a set as well. And we river 4 of a kind. There's quad aces. Love when that happens. Even though we didn't need that extra ace, it's still fun, right? Next hand we're looking at is Ace King from the hijack. We have an early position limp from Blackjack 64. Hopefully we can isolate this player and get in a hand against him. I'm going to make it 5x. I'm playing 14 tables, and I really, I can't play. Sometimes I'll make small mistakes like this. I think I should have bet smaller, making it 4x so that we can extend his stack a little bit. You don't want to commit yourself too early, and Ace King is one of those hands where we can play in position a little bit better. We bet the flop on the dry jack high board, and he makes a call, which isn't great for us, but we do turn a king. and he check raises us all in. We're going to call that no matter what. And we wind up winning with king's ace kicker. He wound up calling the flop with a king high. Not really sure what was going on with that, but we'll take it. Thank you very much. Next hand we're looking at is pocket queens from the dealer button. And we have an early position raise from wrong color chip. We know that this is a tighter player. We 3-bet it to 3x pre-flop from the button and get called by wrong color chip in early position. And since I know this is a relatively tight player who shows down incredibly well, and he's got a very, very high fold percentage on the flop, turn, and river, so he's only going to be showing down good hands. I make a $3 post-flop bet, a little bit less than 2/3 of the pot, and we get a call. So already I know that he's got a very strong hand. It's either ace, king, hearts, kings, aces, maybe jacks, maybe he's got queens as well. The flush missed, so we can bluff catch a flush here, and he bets half pot. We're just going to make a call, hoping that he was either betting that flush or jacks, maybe tens. He winds up having kings. It's pretty much what I thought it was in his range. I think we got out of that one relatively cheap. I think a lot of players would be more than happy to shove their whole stack in there, and they're going to wind up losing a lot of money on those type of plays. But I think we got out of that one pretty cheap. Not disappointed with the way that we played that. I consider that one almost a small win. Next hand we're looking at is pocket nines from under the gun +1. Going to make a standard 3x raise, and we get called by power slaw from the cutoff, and we wind up flopping top set. Pretty draw heavy board. I'm going to fire a little bit bigger than 2/3 of the pot at power slaw. He's got a very low fold percentage on the flop, but he is not very aggressive either. Turns the flush draw, which he could possibly be on, and his low aggression that's kind of a scary bet with the flush that just hit. So I'm just gonna call, and another flush card comes out, and you can see that his aggression increases throughout the hand. So I'm just going to check and try to bluff catch a missed straight draw. Maybe just catch any kind of bluff here. He winds up making a small bet. And yep, he did have a straight draw, and we made a tough call there, but I don't think you can really fold 3 of a kind with a small bet like that. Even a larger bet, I think you can really think about calling 3 of a kind and bluff catch, representing the 4 spades on the board. Next hand we're looking at is ace 10 from the hijack. Standard raise. We get called on the button by flying dog 007, and the blinds fold. We wind up flopping top pair. Not a great kicker. I'm just going to check call this hand. Hopefully he represents an ace or bets a king. He, however, does not. I'm just going to make a smaller turn size bet. Hopefully get called by maybe straight draws or a king, maybe even a lower pair, middle pair. And we wind up rivering 2 pair. I'm going to make a decent sized bet into him, knowing that he doesn't show down all that great, and hopefully he'll make a call with kings. He, however, does not. That one is one that you could possibly try to bluff catch again. Maybe he was on a flush draw, maybe he was on the Broadway straight draw and missed. Maybe he had 4-5 for a low straight draw and missed. The 10 didn't really improve too many hands besides Jack Queen, which would beat us. So I think this is one of those positions where you could try to bluff catch and just check into him, even though his river bet percentage is only a 17. That's a tough one. What would you guys do in this situation? Would you bet like I did into him, or would you try to bluff catch and induce a bluff by catching or by checking? And the next hand we're looking at is pocket kings from the small blind. We have 1 post from the hijack seat, limp from under the gun, check from the post. This is a short stack table. We have a pretty large stack though, and we get raised by the button. T-Cash Money, what's up, buddy? You're probably enjoying seeing this one. Now you know what I had on this hand. So I make it 3 times his button raise. Our stacks, my stack along with T-Cash Money, we both have pretty deep stacks on this table. So I'm going to try to build a pretty large pot here, and hopefully we can get in a big hand with him with pocket kings, which probably plays pretty well. against his button raising range. He's thinking about it, and we want a flopping top set. 2 Broadway cards, 2 diamonds. I'm going to make a 2/3 pot size bet into him, and hopefully he gets crazy with a diamond draw, maybe a Broadway draw, and we want to build a pot with large stacks and a very good hand. He, however, folds. He makes a great fold, and I'm talking to him, asking him if he wants to see it later. I don't think he caught that. I think he left the table shortly thereafter. But here you go. Now you get to see it. Don't forget to head down to the video description where I have links for Hold'em Manager and America's Card Room, which are both programs that I use every single day. I also have some other great links to other poker programs that may have interest to you. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out on the virtual felt.